Princeton. It's my buddy Sean Pearson. You guys got here, came to stop wrestling today, and that's what we're gonna get going. So we're gonna work on, I know it says legs on the sheet. I put it in wrong, so I'm gonna do like the Blair ride first, and then at the very end, I'm gonna show you guys good like an offense technique. Alright? So we're gonna start with the Blair ride. Working a bunch of turns in there. I mean, this guy was in the last session too, so when you do the legs at the very end, we'll go over it again. Hopefully we have more time, because we were kind of carrying a lot of stuff in the last time, but yeah, it's good work. So I was telling these guys in the last session, right? There is kind of a baseline that you should really do every single time you're on top, every whistle start, every opportunity you get. You should get to this one position, and it's a great way to ride down. Right? I mean, there's two parts to the top game, right? There's the ride, and then there's the turns. You can't get the turns without being able to ride down and break them flat, get your wrists, and then start working your stuff. But I think in a lot of ways too, top is a way to actively recover. Right? You're in a dog fight on your feet, right? Your hands fighting really hard, right? You get to a single leg, and the guy falls out on you, and you gotta kind of finish. A difficult single leg or a difficult high cross, whatever it may be, right? You get on top, finally, you get 2 points, and you want to kind of, give yourself a little bit of a position to kind of just get a deep grab and recover actively while you're, continuing to wrestle. So I think this Blair ride for me has always been that position, right? I work really hard to get, take that off the whistle in the first period, right? Hands fight really hard, right? Get to a takedown, and then you want to get to a ride where you can kind of just chill for a second, catch your breath, and then start working for your turns, right? So I think this is a really good way to not only ride a guy, but actively recover. So first things first, right? The whistle starts really important, right? No matter if it's at the end of the first period, right? This guy keeps his bottom like he does 99.9% of the time, or you got to bounce and you're coming back right to the center after a takedown or something, right? And you're on top. What's really important, right? As a top wrestler, you want to get as much weight on this guy's hands as you possibly can, right? So, if we can give ourselves an advantage by getting weight in this guy's hands before the whistle even starts, why wouldn't we want to do that, right? It's not cheating if the ref doesn't see it. So, what we want to do is, right, a lot of these guys, in middle school and even in high school, right, they'll be very kind of polite with their lineup on top, right? They're putting their, foot down, their knee pointed straight up, and they're being very, soft with their hands, and their chin is looking at the ref, right? For me, my goal is to get as much weight as I can on this guy's hands without the ref calling me for a caution, right? So I like to use my chest and lower back here, try to get a little bit of weight going forward, right? And my knee, you guys can see my knee right now, is already driving on the front, right? So right here, right, my knee's already pointed where I want it to go. And that's over and setting up the front, right? So, right off the whistle, I'm kind of giving myself an advantage before the whistle even starts, right? On the whistle, right, top man on, set, go. What I do almost every single time is go double dive ride, and I get to this position right here. You guys ever hear this last session, you probably saw it, but still, good thing to work on, right? Kind of uncomfortable at first, but once you get comfortable getting this position every single time, you'll never have an issue getting weight in this guy's hands and breaking him down, right? What I'm doing is, so my foot is my back foot is in between his 2 feet, right? I see a lot of guys where their foot's kind of on the outside of his 2 feet, and look at where my knee's pointed, almost toward DJ over here, right? Where I want my knee pointed, there's a laser I want to be pointed over Sean's head right now, right? My back knee should be driving everything forward. Right, if my foot is driving this way, right, all my pressure should be going perpendicular to him, which is not, we want everything going forward, right? So my back knee is driving forward, in between his 2 feet, and my front knee, I'm trying, and a lot of kids in the last session have difficulty, with where I put this front knee. So what I'm doing is, right where my knee starts to bend, the crevice of my knee, almost like my shin is going right on his thigh here, right? And then I'm pinching, right? My front knee's coming forward as my back knee's driving. So what I essentially want to get to happen is Pearson's hip to be parallel to the mat. Right? When Pearson's hip is parallel to the mat, all of his weight is on his hands. This is like the mat. Am I using the mat right now? So when I take my knee off the mat and add my thigh pride and put pressure on my chest, that's when every ounce of my weight is going forward, driving up on his hands. Right? There's a lot of pressure, right, Sean? On your hands right there. A lot of pressure going on his hands, right? Which is what we want. One more time. Right, all we're going to do is body and set, tongue it on. Right, see how I'm kind of getting a little bit of pressure going forward before the whistle starts? When the whistle's set, I'm going to go double thigh run, get my legs in the position, start driving forward, right here. Right? Once I get to here, I like to let go of the thigh pry on the right side of my knees. Again, I do this on the right side. A lot of you guys do this on the left, but whatever side your knee is in the front on, I like to use to extend right above his elbow, kind of on his tricep here, or maybe on his bicep. And so I'm not only going thigh pry on his opposite side, but I'm also extending him in both directions, both this way over his arm and his shoulder, and that way with his leg. Right? So I'm extending every part of his body right here, trying to get him flat. Once I get that pressure going, then I can start working on getting to a wrist and breaking it down and then working the turns, right? But that pressure is what's needed for you to be able to ride it, right? Anytime that Sean's able to get pressure on his butt, he's going to go to wrestle, he's going to plug his hands, he's going to get to his feet, sit out, whatever, right? When I have this much pressure on this guy, there's no way that Sean can move. Sean can't really do anything right now. And if he does, I'm ready for it, right? He tries to sit out or something, that's when my tight waist chop comes in. But he can't switch on me. He can't stand up on me. Pretty much the only thing he can do is sit out. And I'm ready for that. Right? And we're still getting more wrist strength. So I just want to show you how I break down. This guy gets to his wrist. What I do most of the time, again, I'm going double thigh bar off the whistle pretty much universally to get myself into this position where I'm driving forward. Right? Once I have this pressure going forward, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull down on his shoulder. It's not like back and down. It's actually forward and down. So I'm still driving forward, pulling him to the side. And then instead of grabbing his wrist, right? So anyone who was here the last session knows, right? He rolls his wrist out, and I'm grabbing his actual wrist. It's going to be really easy for him to take that away. So I grab his hand, right, my pointer finger is right under his pinky. My pinky should be like right down by his wrist here. Right? So now he tries to roll it out. It's a lot easier for me to hold on to this thing, right? So I'm getting pressure going forward, right? Pull him down to the elbow, grabbing his hand, and I'm rolling over it. And as I roll over, I slide to the side and use my blade right. Right here, this position where my knee is in, I'm straddling this elbow right now. My chest is down. This is what we call Blair ride right here. This is a really good way to ride. Can anyone tell me why this is a good position to ride? Give me one reason. Keeping constant pressure going forward, right? I'm extending him, right? His head from the mat. I'm extending him forward to the point, BJ. That's exactly right. He was there last session. Remember that one, right? Where am I right now? Snap to the side, right? By rule, the referee cannot call a stalling warning. You're out to the side. You're working for a turn. This guy, I cannot tell you how many times I've been in a match where I'm winning, and this guy gets a stall warning called on him because I'm out to the side for Blair ride. His head is down. He can't do it. He can't move. He can't get his head up. And so the ref's gonna, if anything, the ref's gonna call stalling on him. And we're not even doing it. I will sit here for minutes on end. Obviously in college dating riding time, but in high school just wearing this guy out, right? And worst comes to worst, we're getting a stalling warning on his body. You know, maybe you can get an extra point, right? So really good position to again actively recover, right? I'm not really strangulating my body right now. I'm not really using a lot of energy or force, right? And I'm, working towards getting to turn here, right? So again, once I get here, I'm not just kind of sitting here, but see how wide my knees are? I kids with like shallow knees, or one kid was like sitting down with his hip in the last session, right? My knees are out, my feet are turned in opposite directions, right? And I'm really, really wide. I'm still using his thigh pride and his back knee to keep weight going forward and extending, right? Sometimes this guy will just go flat right here, just because there's so much weight going forward, he's just getting so extended that it's really hard to stay on his knees. Or this guy's gonna push up off his head and try to get weight going back on his butt. And we have turns for either one of those. But what I want to start with is, sometimes, right, what happens is, you get to this position, you extend him, and he just fights down with his hip, because he doesn't want this arm to come out underneath him, right? You'll see a lot of guys fight really, really hard from his right side, or left side, whatever side you have the layer ride on, to try to make sure that this arm doesn't come out on the back. Like they don't want something like that. Right as he fights his hip down, I'm going to float my hips to the opposite side and watch. I keep this right leg on this side so that I have an anchor, right? I don't come all the way with my whole body to this side. I just switch my knees. Right, see my right foot is still anchored on the right side of the body. And when I come underneath, right, and I claw, I'm driving up like a spider off. I'm going to scoop my butt up, and I have deep claw, and his top leg comes in, hips come in, elbow comes up. Right, if my hips are out and my elbow's down, he's going to be able to fight down. If my hips go in and my elbow comes up, try to fight down, it's a lot harder for Sean to fight down. Right? So one more time, that's just such an easy way to sneak a set of back points on this guy. Again, as you get to college, right, mat wrestling becomes really, really important. Right? Not only do you have a 4-point back point rule, but you also have riding time. Right? So that's an extra 7 points you can give yourself after a takedown. You know, extra 5 points you can give yourself after a takedown, so 7. Just by riding style, getting one turn, right? Like you open a match wide open for you. And even in high school, right? Just you know, riding guy breaks it, right? Get a takedown, and this guy knows he can't get away from you from the bottom. He's never going to shoot down one, and you're never in a threat of, right, getting the seat on you. So one more time, right? Off the whistle, double thigh pride, get to this position, right? A lot of weight going forward. This front knee is scooping his knee, driving forward. Now I'm driving forward with my back leg, right? Once I feel like I have his hip parallel, a lot of weight on his hands, I'm going to pull his shoulder down, take with his hand, roll it over, and slide out to the side and his way out. This is what's going to happen on top. As you roll his hand over, he's going to go flat right away, and then he's going to sneak this in, keep claw, walk my feet up, throw the top leg in, elbow in. Elbow up, chest, or elbow picks in. Alright? That's the first one you have to work on, right? Partner being a partner. Right? As he's rolling over his hand, give him